How we doing? How are we all doing, man? What's good? It is currently 8:21 a.m. Monday here in Sydney, Australia. How are we all doing? I know it's gonna be like Sunday. I think my Mondays is like a lot of your Sundays over there. It's probably like maybe even late. So if you're watching and it's a Sunday, like yo, shout out to you, because hey, if you're hustling on a Sunday, like, man, that's commitment right there. I had the craziest weekend. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know if you guys have Garmin's or like how you guys be tracking your health, but my health stats for the weekend was absolutely atrocious. Like, it was a weekend of a bit of partying. I'm not gonna lie. It was a bit too much partying. I got a little clip here of to just show you guys how crazy it was. Here's a little clip of kind of how loose I got on the dance floor. I kind of wanted to share with you. I thought it was funny. Like, what am I doing, bro? Look at me. I'm like trying to stop the guy from blowing his trumpet. Like, what's going on? But yeah, it was a good night. It was my girlfriend's friend's wedding, so that was loose. And then I had my best mate's birthday as well. So it was like back to back, just like crazy. And so yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little bit out of it today. On Saturday, the night after the wedding, I had a 5 body battery. Like, I don't even know if that shit is possible, but I literally had like a 5 body battery, and it actually blew my mind. I'm gonna actually send you guys a screenshot, because this shit, I was like, what the hell? I didn't even know that was possible. Firstly, dude, look how ridiculous this is. I was like, what the hell? Dude, look at this. Like, what is that, dude? What is that? I literally, look at the stress levels. The orange you're seeing is like the stress levels. I am literally at just peak stress at like 8 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what the hell was going on. I'm pretty sure I was napping at 8 a.m. So I don't know why I was like that. But my body battery was 5 the whole day. So I was a bit cooked. I can still feel it a little bit, to be honest. I went a bit hard. It was bottomless oysters and bottomless cocktails. Like, dude, unlimited cocktails, bro. You ever see me next to a bar with unlimited cocktails? You know it's not going to be a good day the next day. But yeah, how are you guys' weekends? I hope you guys had a good weekend. I usually don't be going loose like that. It was kind of a bit different kind of weekend for me, but hey, you got to have them sometimes, you know, to get you back on the rodeo. But let's have a look at what's going on with the app, and how are you guys doing? Is that your Apple Health? That's my Garmin, because I think it's like a bit better price than the Apple Watch. So I like to use a Garmin, personally. What's kicking baked? How we doing, bro? Welcome. Tim, hope you're doing well, man. General Ocean, hope you're doing good. PN, what up? It's gonna be like what, 12 a.m. for you right now? 11 p.m. What time is it for you, PN? Mira, Mira, what's good? Haven't seen you in a minute. Am I butchering your name right now? Mirakami. Automator, what's good? Dancing Doobie looks like someone who about to spike a punch. Nah, I'm not a fighter, man. I'm a lover, not a fighter, man. I'm all about the hugs, man. I'm a hugger. But on another note, I kind of wanted to pull up. So I've actually gotten my X algorithm like down to a T right now. I don't know if you guys. Hang on, hold up. Let me find the cord so I can connect my phone and show you my phone. Give me 1 second. I want to show you guys this little tip that I found. But it requires a mobile device. So let me see if I can share screen on my mobile real quick. Let's see if this works. Go on D&D so you don't see my mum messaging me good morning in the mornings. Also, it was Mother's Day. Yo, it was Mother's Day. You guys do anything for Mother's Day? I bought my mum the Mac Neo, the new one. She just doesn't have anything to like do online shopping with and stuff. So I was like, dude, I need to get her one of these. So I got her the MacBook Neo. But, all right, so here's the situation, right? Let me get rid of all this BS. So when you go on X right now, X is like the #1 place for news, okay? Also, let me flex my mom's MacBook real quick. Mac Neo green. This one just came out, right? And I got her, like, look how nice the green is, dude. I got her that lime green one. Like, she just needed something that she could just online shop with. So I was like, you know what? She doesn't need a MacBook Pro. She doesn't need it. She probably doesn't even need a Mac Air. So they use the iPhone 13 chip inside the Neos. So I'm pretty sure that's why it's actually at the price that it's at. But it works like a charm. I was using it the other day. I was like, damn, this is pretty good. Like, if you're not doing crazy loads of work, I actually recommend this. Up to 16 hours of battery life. The display was a little bit small. That was probably my only thing. But yeah, apart from that, I wonder if they generated this description with AI, because like the M dashes. But yeah, that was definitely the present that I gave my mom. She loved it. She gave me a big smooch. So yeah, but all right, back to this. So X has it's a really good source of information and news, okay? But there's a problem with X. And the problem is you get some bullshit like this. Mini A performing tonight, like, I mean, it's funny, don't get me wrong, but you can just get stuck doom scrolling and you will literally just like not really gain much news or information. So what I actually did is they've got a new feature here where you can now tap this For You icon up here. Let me full screen this. So you can tap this, if you go on X, right? Up here on the top left, tap that, and you can see like all these different options. Select topics to hide for 24 hours. And so you can actually go ahead and select literally all these freaking topics. And I just kept artificial intelligence. So I literally only have AI now. And it's so freaking good because now I can go through here, and if you over the next 24 hours interact with these posts and just like read the articles and stuff, X will start pushing more of that content towards you. So you notice this only lets you snooze for 24 hours, right? But if you actually interact a lot with the content in that 24 hours, your whole algorithm is going to change. And so now, every time I'm on X, look, if I reset it, I'm getting, boom, first thing is literally an AI article of Obsidian into a business OS. Scroll down a bit more, I've got Andre Karpathy, how to master context engineering. Scroll down a bit more, your lack of urgency is wasting your potential. I'm getting a Claude screenshot of a prompt. How to build Hermes agent. Like, my feed is so goated right now. Also, shout out to Hermes agent for crossing #1 ranked on the global Open Router token rankings. That's actually a massive deal. It overtook OpenClaw. But yeah, little life hack for you. Just thought it was kind of a bit of a lifesaver for me. So there you go. Hope that helps. Damn, I didn't know you could do that, bro. I'm telling you, I caught myself lacking, man. I was like doom scrolling on X way too much, and I didn't find myself learning any AI related shit. Like, I feel like that stuff was getting pushed to the side, and I was just getting these random clips of like people fighting and stuff. and like war clips and stuff. So I mixed up I did exactly what I showed you. And now when I scroll, I've literally just got how to become an AI engineer in 2026. Instead of watching Netflix tonight, spend 60 minutes watching this. And it's like Greg Eisenberg. Like my feed is just elite right now. It's so good. But anyway, back to ACE and Conductor. I'm actually looking to just lock in and get this going, hopefully potentially this week. Going to make a tutorial on Hermes Agent. You are Automator Lab. Corn on X is crazy, bro. Dude, I've always been so sure not to like watch any corn on X, because if you watch corn on X, like your feed is cooked, bro. They're just gonna that's all they're gonna show you, and you don't want that shit, man. So I think you can also like do the like not interested in this post. So if you do find a post on X that you think is not good, then you hit this not interested post, and the algorithm will not show you that style anymore. So if you're getting a bunch of corn posts and you're like trying to, I don't know, you're doing like a nofap challenge or something, or you just don't want to be, influenced by that shit, then hit the not interested in this post enough times and it'll literally change your whole algorithm. But yeah, pretty cool. I still get like shit like this, but yeah, hope that helps someone out, because I thought it helped me out, and I thought more people knew about it. But I think where we left off in ACE was we were trying to build stages, okay? And so what a stage is it's essentially a more complex workflow. So what the goal is, we're going to be able to select this section, create a room, and then this is actually the first workflow, and then you're going to be able to prioritize different stages. So then we can connect this based off on their output, and then this is like the second stage. So this is kind of what we're trying to aim for, but we never really got to finish it. I think we came up with the architecture. Also, I noticed like I can't delete a room. When I click on this room section and I press delete, I get the whole thing that pops up, which isn't really what I want. So yeah, let's fix that. Also, are we messing with light mode or dark mode with this app? Like I can't tell which one's better actually. I kind of like both of them. So let me know. Like dark mode's kind of cool because it's glowy, but then light mode's kind of got like a nice vibe to it too, I also use like stop recommendation. Yeah, right, I always do that. It's 31 a.m. for me. Nice hack. Doom scrolling has been my gripe with X, dude. Yeah. You prefer light mode? Yo, let's go. See, I feel like a lot of people like in general just like dark mode for everything. Like Discord is literally built for dark mode, right? You never use light mode in Discord. Anyone that loses light mode in Discord is a psychopath, all right? You shouldn't be friends with them. And if you're one of those people, dude, you got to change to dark mode right now. Like this is literally like what Discord is meant to look like. Light mode I feel like when they're designing new features for Discord, they always design it in dark mode. Like I don't even think they look at light mode. But with the app that I'm using here that I built, I'm thinking, damn, light mode's kind of nice. I don't mind light mode. What's this app? So this app is called ACE. And so if I hover over this cool little sleek thing up the top here, it says agentic coding environment. So what this essentially is I want to create a space where you can script, you can brainstorm, you can create more complex agentic workflows, you can hook things up together. And I want to basically make this environment where people who are more non-technical are able to create more complex workflows. Things like having Andre Karpathy's Auto Researcher as like a little app that you can kind of drag on, and now that AI already functions using it. Being able to, create loops. When the Ralph Wiggum loop came out, it was not bad for what it tried to achieve, but it was also not great because like the output wasn't great. So being able to create your own loops that are custom to you, so the outputs are nicer. That's basically what I'm trying to solve with this, because I feel like at the moment there is a barrier to entry to those more complex AI workflows. And so I want to create an environment where a user can come in and end to end come up with the app idea. You know, you have a research agent coming up with the app, then also being able to, build the app or build the UI using Gemini, because maybe you like Gemini's UI designs more. And then you can, get Gemini's UI designs into Codex's build, and then you get Claude to review it. Like that's the whole kind of workflow I'm trying to build here, so that it's super easy for anyone to come in and understand it. So let's have a look at where we left off. Not yesterday, the other day. Room-based workflow stages. So I don't think we've merged this yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and copy. So what my current setup right now and my current stack is, I get Codex to build everything, and then I get Claude to review it. And this has actually worked pretty well for me right now, because I find Codex seems to get shit done, and it seems to understand. I've noticed when Codex builds something, this is my personal opinion, all right? So like everyone, obviously, maybe you like Claude more, maybe you like Gemini more, but when I notice that Codex works on something, it doesn't like mess up anything else with the app. Like I've always had a problem with any AI that I've used, where when you build one feature or when you try to debug one thing, something else breaks. I'm getting that a lot less frequently with Codex. So I've just gotten Codex to build everything, and then I get Claude to review it, Opus 4.7, and it's actually been working great for me, like really good. My success rate on the prompts successfully being delivered is way higher now. Like I reckon it's probably close to like 70% right now, where it used to be like a known thing where I would literally just make a prompt, and in my head I was just prepared to debug it. Like I had my hands up and I was like ready to start jabbing. I was like, yeah, all right, debug, man, debug. But now I feel like I just send the prompt, Claude reviews it, maybe there's an issue or two, and then it fixes itself. Now, that's not to say that I'm still getting issues. Obviously I'll still get some things I got to tweak here and there. And there was a huge issue with this little chat bar that you see down here. For some reason, we weren't able to get it to do this, where it expands slowly and then closes slowly. I don't know why. For some reason, Codex was incapable of doing that. But now we've got it to a level that I'm really happy with. And this probably took like multiple revisions and debugging sessions. So, hey, it doesn't always work, but I've found it does work a lot. Now, I've been using light mode a lot recently, not gonna lie. Dude, Automator Lab. No way you're using light mode on Discord, bro. Hey, I wouldn't suggest feeding multiple AI tools. AI reply, they break. What makes you say that? Same when using Codex over Opus, but getting Opus to review the work. Yeah, exactly. It's the best setup, dude. The best is to use Gemini for brainstorming, GPT for front end, CSS, and Claude for the back end. Dude, that's a crazy shout, man. Honestly, I actually completely disagree with you. And I think a lot of other people would as well. I think Claude's actually best for brainstorming. Gemini, you do have access to the web, so like potentially researching. I see Gemini for that, but GPT for front end is like a crazy shout, man. A lot of people don't like the way GPT does UI designs. I think Claude and Gemini are probably the winners when it comes to front end design. I'd even say Claude with Opus 4.7 recently has gotten better than Gemini. Gemini definitely was taking the lead. But I don't know, recently Claude I feel like has been doing some great outputs. And then I just get Codex to build everything. So I don't really know how to say your name. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. I've just butchered it, but I actually disagree with you, bro. I think, but hey, that's fine. That's the whole point of this space. Everyone has a different opinion, so it's crazy. Everyone has a different opinion on which model is the best for which thing, and I love it. I think it's great because it shows how if everyone had the same stack and everyone was using the same thing, all the apps would probably look a lot more similar than they do. But because everyone has a different method of going about it and using different tools, it creates that differentiation, which I love. I like Gem for brainstorming solely because it doesn't burn my Claude tokens. Gem's not bad. Claude performs slightly better, but costs a buttload more. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Yeah, the expenses is definitely a spanner in the works that you need to consider. What's going on here? So let's go ahead and create a PR for this. Okay, some other things that I'm noticing is I don't love this little section up here. So we started with this little section up here. I don't love it. It's kind of a bit lame. I think maybe we could have like, I'm trying to think of where the best place to put this is. Yeah. I don't love the GitHub buttons being on the top right of the header. With Conductor, they kind of have it neatly pop up when a certain feature is built. And so I'm not sure if Conductor is open source. Is Conductor open source? Let me have a look. No, it's not. Conductor, AI, Conductor, run a team. Okay. It's got docs. Has it got a GitHub repo? They've got a Reddit community. Yeah, okay. Because I really like the way Conductor goes about it. So with Conductor, they have it neatly pop up when a certain feature is built. And so there'll be a create PR button, and then you can press it, and then there's the next button, which is merge. And then there's the next button, which is like archive, because you don't need that section anymore. And I'm just wondering if we can implement a similar feature where, based off of what is being built, we're able to verify, like, okay, the user has built this thing. It can either merge or... Man, the GitHub integration is actually a little tricky. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm just trying to think of, in my head, I want this tool to be usable for multiple use cases, right? So part of that is like the onboarding when they first come in. All right, I'm actually going to leave this for a second. I'm going to put this... Can I drag these? These are draggable, right? Okay. Let's merge this. I want to see if the stages thing works. Voice recording, it doesn't work as well. So let's just get that going. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Is this working? Not. No microphone input was detected. Let's open microphone settings. And it looks like Duo code is not on here. Okay. So let me just prompt that. It says no microphone input was detected, so it leads me to open microphone settings. However, inside the microphone settings, there is no Duo code app for me to toggle on. So it feels like it's not even triggering the microphone permissions. Let me chuck some music on as well, so it's not just me yapping all the time. Google already teased their capabilities with Gemma 4, TurboQuant. They'll swoop in for market share real soon. Yeah, it's only a matter of time because I feel like they're faltering a little bit with their models. Even like I would personally use Google's Nano Banana for image gen. And I thought that was their lane. I mean, now ChatGPT is doing way better image gen than Nano Banana, in my personal opinion. And so now they've got video gen, which even C-Dance is like taken. So I think Google needs to come out with something soon. LLMs leave invisible characters of the text in inference because it means different things. Let's say you have the text hello world 234. The 234 characters is invisible and mean new line on GPT. On Gemini mean concatenate. What? Concatenate? Confused. Alright, let me chop music on. That's a bit loud. Let me turn it down. Okay. I think we're good. Alright. Let's see if this works. New update should pop up soon. Make terminal startups failure visible. Okay, so let's see if this works. We've got terminal down here. New update available. Yep, thought so. Cool. Okay, let's see if this works. Claude. Hey, nice. Claude is in our terminal. Cool. So can I expand this? This is not expandable. Now, if I went into this section, yes, it's a new terminal entirely. Okay, great. And I can just clear this, close it. Let's restart. Over here, we've got project. What's going on here? This is interesting. How'd this pop up? Project space. So if I command update. So we need to fix the Git integrations. Okay. Submit update is failing. Let's restart this to see the stages and see if that works. Use inner tube transcript fallback. This is working now, so we can get rid of it. Make terminal startup failures. This is working now, we can get rid of it. Okay. We need to create a homepage. And so what I want to do is I want to be able to click on ACE up top left, our logo. And when a user clicks on that, they get sent to their home page, and their home page is basically a grid style list of all the projects that they have available. But then that kind of, I'm trying to think of how this would come into play. So if I created the home page and then you come in and then you have this on the side. This grid would essentially take up the whole page of the app. So we wouldn't see any left-hand side menu bar of project spaces or draft versions, because that only comes into play when inside of your project, right? So a project can have multiple whiteboards as well. So we're not showing every single board, we're showing projects, okay? Groups. And this helps users split up different workflows for different things, because I want the user to be able to come in and click on their script writing workflow and then write the script in there and then go into the next project, which is their coding workflow. And this separation also allows us to make different environments look slightly different based on what the user wants. So, when a user creates a new board, we can ask them questions. So it could be like, is this going to be for coding? Is this going to be for something that isn't coding, like brainstorming, brain work? And this will let us know if we even need to have GitHub integration for that or not. When a user creates a new board, we can ask some questions. It could be like, is this going to be your coding? Is this coding going to be? I think that's good. How about you make the brainstorm to make out a file.txt that you pass a filter to remove the hidden characters, and this can be fed to the other LLMs. What makes you want to remove the hidden characters exactly? I'm still confused about that. Are you understanding like what the product fully is? Basically what happens is I'll show you an example. So I'll just be like, who are the top 5 greatest basketballers of all time? And I ask it a question, and then we have multiple AI agents who then debate with each other on who the top 5 actually are. That's the whole concept of this app. And what you can actually do is you can have 3, you can have 2, you can have 1, doesn't really matter. And then you can feed them context. You can have them, debate with each other. You can make how they interact with each other different based on what your goal is, right? And then you can also feed them all context. So that they're all understanding of the research and stuff. But that's kind of the whole concept. So the feature that you're mentioning doesn't fully make sense to me, to be honest. I don't see the benefit. Submit update is. Wonder if this is big enough for me to just go like this. Okay. I probably should have done plan first, actually. Let's plan this out first. Okay. Submit update is failing, which we... Did we merge this? You made 46K in just 55 days? Yes, sir. Feel free to read the description if you want to know exactly how I did it. Or you can just watch back on the live streams, bro. That works too. Should this homepage change also introduce multiple whiteboards per project or only show projects for now? Projects only. What should count as a project on the home grid for this first version? Create a separate persistent repo group. Where should the coding brainwork question live initially? Project creation. Nice. Okay. What else? We got the voice recording issue being fixed here. We didn't try the room thing yet, so let's try stages. Let's see if that works. So I can select here, create stage. I think creating a stage and creating a room should be the same thing, because rooms don't necessarily have like a set use case right now. So let's remove rooms entirely and just have stages. Also, the user needs to have the ability to select the stage and just delete the stage functionality. I notice when I delete the stage, it deletes the entire workflow inside of that stage, which is not what I actually want. I want it to just delete the border stage that we've created. Hey, DeQuinn, what's good, bro? I haven't seen you in ages. I hope you've been well, brother. What's up, brother? I haven't had the chance to come as often. Glad you're doing great views-wise. Keep it up. Thanks, bro. Appreciate the love and support, man. Home project grid. The other thing is, another thing I've noticed is when I go to select, right click and drag to select, and then I move the stage. Actually, it's not as important. Don't worry about it. All right, project home grid. Let's read this plan. Geocode home project grid. Add a home view reached by clicking the ACE logo in the top left. Home shows one card per project grouped from existing workspaces. Do not add multi-whiteboard support in this change. Existing boards remain inside. Add a project creation workflow choice, coding, brainwork, or writing. Coding can require use GitHub or repo setup. Non-coding workflows can start as standalone ACE projects. Okay. I think that's good. I think we should just have two options. Actually, let's just see how it goes with those three options, because it wants to add coding, brainwork, or writing into the equation. So let's go ahead. Honestly, I might even go on Claude Design real quick. Okay, so this is what I did on Claude Design, and the handoff to Codex was pretty smooth. So what I want to do now is I want to create a workflow that basically allows, you know what, why am I re-prompting? I can just copy what is prompted here. You use GPT 5.5? Yes, sir. GPT 5.5 is the GOAT, bro. They're the ones that do the heavy lifting for me personally. How do you know that an idea is good and it will work out? And how did you market your app? Well, marketing my app, mainly distribution for me, is kind of already sorted, because, you know, while I'm building the app, I'm live streaming. You know, I post short form content every day. I upload YouTube videos twice a week. So that's like my distribution. That's my marketing. In terms of like going outside of my, I guess, own distribution, it would be through, you know, generating AI UGC through Higgsfield or Arcads. You know, Reddit marketing is also a good one. If you're good with Twitter, before I did all this, like my main kind of skill set was like Twitter growth. So if you're good with like Twitter posting and stuff like that, being able to get the word out through Twitter, you just gotta like think with marketing, like you just gotta try shit, throw shit on the wall and see what sticks. You know, it's not like this I mean, marketing is very complicated, but it's not like this thing that you need to like strategize and like, you know, acquire a thesis behind before you go out and do anything. I reckon you should just go out and do the thing. See, okay, I spent $50 on an automated robot replier that replies to, you know, Reddit posts once a week. How many people am I getting out of that? Maybe you get 3 downloads a month from like $10 of API costs. And then you want to extrapolate that into like, okay, it cost me $10 and X amount of hours to generate 3 users a month. Now try the next thing. A landing page with meta ads. Okay, I put $10 into $50 a week into meta ads, and that generated 10 users. Okay, now I know that meta ads, I can get 10 users for $50 versus 3 users for $10. So you want to see what's the user cost per acquisition. You want to look at, okay, maybe I should try AI UGC. So then you go to Higgsfield and you start generating 50 different ad copies based on winning material that is already out there for other apps. And then you see, okay, that cost me about $100 a month in subscription costs. How many views, what's the conversion rate on that? And then you go, whoa, one of the videos did 1,000 views and it actually got me 4 users. And that one video only cost me $1 to make. That's actually really high ROI. And so you got to kind of just break it down into, like something you can calculate. Because if you can calculate it, this is really cool. I like how this is designed. Okay, so we've got I'm thinking this is cool. It's a good start. I think the onboarding section, instead of being a separate page, should just be something that pops up in front of the already existing projects, blurs the background a little bit, and is in front of it. And I think we're asking too many questions. I think it should just be coding or brainstorm. Just two sections, coding or brain work. I said brainstorm here. I'll say brain work. And then this section is cool. Inside a project index of the boards, I think is unnecessary. Even though it looks cool. Yo, Thomas, what's good, bro? How you doing? What's crack-a-lackin', bro? What am I working on right now? Right now, I'm working on ACE, which is an agentic coding environment. And it's basically trying to be quite user-friendly for when it comes to more complicated agentic workflows. Got a new update. Let me just restart. Yo, this is nice. There we go. This is nice. This is what I wanted. GitHub needs attention. Open details to reconnect or inspect GitHub status. Pre-flight check. GitHub actions and tests. Update. GitHub checks. Kind of want this to be full screen because when it's not, it's hard to. Doing well, taking a break after my last time to regather my energy. Nice to watch someone else work for a change. That's funny. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Sometimes I like to have someone like live streaming on the same, like on the right hand side while I'm working. And it kind of makes me feel like I'm almost inside like a communal workspace. I've seen that you've been pumping out games, Thomas. Like, I think last time we spoke, you've pumped out two or three new games. How they doing? I'm curious to know how you get your games to get like users onto your game. Like, is there a certain method or strategy, or do you just like throw it out there and whoever joins kind of thing? Okay, so the ability to then copy a board and paste it into another board neatly, and we can use that as like context or its own thing. What could be cool about this tool and this app is if users could publicize their own boards, and there was like a leaderboard where you could kind of discover different boards, and like the more used boards came to the top, and so people could then just copy other people's boards. They're doing all right. I usually post into AI game dev groups on Reddit and Discord. It's all about finding the right audience. I can see how, like, depending on the game, you can attract a certain type of audience. Like, I've seen this prevalent in when live streamers on Twitch play certain games, like Wordle, for example, where you have to guess the word. And it's a new word every day. I can see like that communal kind of collaboration and connection, because they're all trying to guess the word together. It's like a style of game, right? I don't know what you would call it, but it's when it's almost like the viewer watching can play along as well. So I would probably... Can I duplicate this? Yeah, over here. Copy a board, paste into another. Okay, let me go back. I should be able to duplicate, yeah. Good morning, Doobie or Booby. How we doing this morning, brother? I'm doing good. How are you, bro? Everything is fantastic. I've considered streaming my work on Twitch as another method of getting eyes on the games. 110% you should do that. Ayo, Doobie, so the collab with Tim, eh? Collab with Tim? With what? Give us the download, eh? Is this to do with the prompter app? I mean, we're not really collaborating on it, but like if Tim got a good prompter app going, then I would 100% use it and recommend it to everyone that I know and love. Why is this not showing? Oh, here. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and delete a bunch of this shit. Can we delete everything except for the home project grid and its involvement with the copy pasting into other boards? How you can copy paste boards into other boards. This is mainly because the AI has already built everything else, and this new feature that we just added is the only thing that I want to give it in the handoff. No, I'm trying to drag you into a stream with him. I love it. Sly watched a podcast I ran the other day and suggested we should do one. Yo, Tim, you do podcasts? What kind of podcasts do you do? Interview me or something? I mean, I'd potentially open to that. I'd be down for that. I feel like I need some training. I need some podcast training because I feel like I've gotten offers. And I don't know, I'm a little shy, you know? I've never really done that stuff that much before, so I kind of need to be trained up a little bit. So I'm open to it, man. When did you move to Claude Design? Last time I was here, I think you were still using Google Stitch for your UI, UX. I mean, ever since Claude Design came out, I've been pumping through Claude Design. I just think it's really good at coming up with what I want. And the handoff, the best thing that I like is the fact that I can do the handoff to Claude Code. And then downloading it as a zip is amazing, because then I don't even need to give it to Claude Code. I can just give it to Codex. All right. Cool. Now we can just focus on this. I don't think there needs to be the pop-up of as context or as its own thing, because the user can just decide that themselves. I do think though it should be segregated, so you can't really edit what you brought from the other board. Actually, why not? Why wouldn't you want to edit it? I think there needs to be a pop-up of it as context of its own, because the user can just decide themselves. What you brought from the other board. If the user wants to edit, they can click on the board and then it takes them to the other board. Is that a good flow? I'm trying to think if that's a good flow. Maybe not. Doobie needs to get a coffee sponsor with this audience, I reckon. It feels like the right move. A coffee sponsor. The podcast I do is for Salesforce community. Salesforce, with one of the companies I work with. Could do a new podcast / interview though. Pick your brain. Help get some info out to a new audience. Need a coffee sponsor. Who would sponsor us? Yo, so Tim, do you work for Salesforce? They're pretty big. Or is it a company you work with works for Salesforce? You are not working on the factory anymore. The way the factory is actually going to work is it's going to be implemented into ACE as a template. So the factory is basically, anyone that uses ACE is going to have access to the factory eventually. I just thought instead of separating the two projects, I should just make it one thing. And the factory will be a demonstration of the fact that you can use ACE to build just about anything. That's in my head how everything's going to work. Did that not come through? I actually think that is good flow. Okay. I feel like I need to like sit down and map out this whole tool, because now we're getting to a level where I'm thinking this is quite complicated. So if I think about brainstorming inside of ACE, what do I need? I need to be able to draw lines, sticky notes, and paste images. For me to want to draw inside of ACE and brainstorm, I want to be able to paste images. I want to be able to connect lines together with different documents without them needing to do anything with each other. Does that make sense? Just visually, for my sake, I would want to connect lines so I can see flows. And then I can group that entire section, make it a stage, and then that stage can be used as context. Right now, I feel like there aren't enough brainstorming tools. So I want sticky notes. If I go into, let's say if I go into Canva and I go into the whiteboard section, it's got text, elements, it's got brand, upload, projects. Okay, tools, and then you can draw, you can do sticky notes, you can do tables, shapes. So maybe we got a section like this, which we're missing. I suggest implementing a section like this, where it's a little tools pen icon, and then inside we have draw, shapes, lines, sticky notes, text. And that helps give an environment where a user can brainstorm inside of. And I don't think we need a plan anymore because I've just given it everything that it needs. Okay, so requesting of native microphone update. To test, update, relaunch Duo code, drag in the voice, hit record, click OK. Okay, I'm not seeing a new update icon pop up. Is this merged? PR has been merged. Let's look at ACE on here real quick. Okay. All right, I think this is good for handoff. Let's do it. So what I love about this is now I can literally copy. Damn, I didn't even know there was a send to Canva option. That's cool. Export as standalone HTML, handoff to Claude Code. Download, drop the bundle into the agent's chat manually. Yeah. Work details on what to implement. Download zip. Now I download the zip, chuck it into ChatGPT's codex. Here is a wireframe with handoff instructions for how the UI should look and feel. Start by making a diagram of what you want to do, all the technical before you start even coding or setting up. Usually I'll create a PRD document, but what's kind of happened now is the idea's gotten way bigger than I originally planned. So now the flow is different. I started using GPT 5.5. It's not bad for backend. Dude, GPT 5.5 is where it's at for backend. Turns out Doobie is a T guy, lol. How much of the handoff should this change implement now? The board project grid and new project model look, feel, leave copy paste and multi-board screens for later. Everything. Where should the handoff visual style apply? Full home only. Should the new project question use the handoff's two choices of the broader workflow set we discussed? Should the new project question use the handoff's two choices or the broader workflow set we discussed? Two choices, yeah. Okay. Yo, let me turn the kettle on while this is running because I want a coffee and I haven't had a coffee yet. Make it smaller, start with the basics, then add more things. You don't need it to do 300 things at once. Yeah, you're right. I probably am overcomplicating this, to be honest. So let's just go through a flow then. It gave us the top 5, who are the 5 greatest basketballers of all time. Now we can see the way that this is formatted is not great at all, actually. So let's go with that. Synthesized answers response is not very well formatted. Like if I was to ask ChatGPT this exact same question, it would come out like this. Oh shit, I did extended thinking. Go new chat, and we'll just go instant. Yeah, see that? How it's formatted? So let's just take a screenshot of that. Like, that's way nicer to read. I asked the same question into ChatGPT and its response is neatly formatted. So we need to start thinking about formatting with the synthesized answer. How does the response look? Is it in a listicle? Is it a grid? Is it, paragraphs? We need to have these multimodal formatting systems in place. So if I wanted to say, generate 50 quotes for me to tweet about, it would need to go 1 dot first quote, 2 dot second quote, not neatly in an order. Or if I said, who are the top 5 greatest basketball players, for example, you can see it's gone name 1, and then dot points as to why. Second, dot points as to why. Third, fourth, etc. We need to kind of have these systems in place. So come up with other formats that we might need, and let's flesh this out further. And I'll probably even, I don't need plan mode for that. I'll let it do its thing. Okay, we've got the brainstorm drawing tool. Let's get Claude Opus 4.7 to review. And we should probably go extra high. All right, home project default. Music went off. Let me turn it back on. Also, my kettle stopped boiling, so let me just go ahead and... Yo, Drew, what's good, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute. See how good a coffee sponsorship would be. All you got to do is mention it enough. People would buy. Doobie coffee sponsor is an easy win. Damn, bro. I didn't know. Is it that easy, bro? Do you have a coffee sponsor, Tim? Has Salesforce Podcast got a coffee sponsor? This is just done by having the model output in HTML and applying a style to its output that way. Oh, is that true? Are you talking about my synth answer format, Drew? Is that what your response? Because if that's the case, let me see what it says. And let me make my coffee real quick while I wait for your response. Oh my God. Why are all the OGs in the chat right now? Kick, where the fuck have you been? I haven't seen you in a minute. Making an interactive production grade planning tool. That's cool. The Sith legend. Either that or he could hit up the energy drink companies. Yeah, true. All the energy drink companies are loaded too. I've always noticed that the best software has a sort of narrative quality to them. Like each feature is a different chapter in the software's overall story. That's an interesting take. Yes, because you have 3 LLM computing, so you have a French, Spanish, and English trying to argue with it right. This is just done by having blah blah blah. Nah, different audience sadly, but hustling vibe coders would be a great coffee audience target in my opinion. Yeah, true, because we all drink so much coffee. Orange Monster Doobie Edition. Man, I haven't even tried a white monster yet. What's all the hype around that? Did someone say software? Oh shit. We got software creators in the chat. What are you gonna shill us? We mentioned the forbidden word. Yo, Olkick, what's new with you? Are you still going hard on the App Store iOS apps? Or are you taking a little break? What's going on? What's new? What's different? Hit me. Okay, so we had 2 issues here. I'm just gonna copy this, paste it into here. I need to come up with a name for the guy who said that 3 LLMs computing and talking to each other is like a French, Spanish, and English trying to argue. How would you pronounce your name, dude? Can you give me like a... It looks like a KWVOTAV. Quvotav. Quvotav? Quvotav. Just my lovable and replicate killer. Yeah, nice. What are you gonna shill us? Make me spit my coffee. But are you drinking Doobie coffee, Tim? Are you drinking Doobie's coffee? I'm more of like a flat white kind of guy. I don't know. Call me boring. Took a bit of a break. Work. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Work comes around, doesn't it? New to the Constantine. Constantine. That's a cool name. Are you a magician? Constantine is the name of a magician, right? Yeah, I think. Is this you, bro? Constantine has entered the chat. Nah, nice to meet you, bro. I appreciate your feedback. All right, so you have too many tools to pass it through a Google Translator. All right, Constantine, if you had... I see what you're trying to say. So you're basically saying that these 3 talk differently. So the translation needs to be a certain way. Is that what I'm picking up? So if we were to go and expand, show agents, you can see Claude and Codex, and then it's actually Gemini that actually messes up here. So if I was to remove Gemini from the equation and just have Claude and Codex reply to each other, and I gave it the same question, let's see how this goes, because it looked like it was actually only Gemini that had an issue there. I was thinking along the lines of the comic book character, John Constantine. John Constantine. I feel like comic books are like past my time. Oh, I've seen this guy before. Wait, is this DC or Marvel? Or is this neither? I feel like I've seen this guy before. He looks like a Ben 10 character, low key. That's my time for you. That says my age right there. Any Ben 10 fans out there? All right, let's go ahead and merge. Oh, see, look, it came out fine. So let me actually do this. The synthesized answer actually seems to be fine when it's just Claude and Codex talking to each other. It's the moment Gemini gets involved in the equation. So before we merge, I actually want to alter what we are looking to change. I think we need to fix Gemini's involvement. I love Ben 10. Let's go. Who was your favorite alien? Dude, Ben 10 was my fucking shit, dude. This was my guy. Ben 10 was where it was at. I was in love with his sister, Gwen. Dude, I had like a mad crush on this girl when I was like 10 years old. And yeah, we never got to date, unfortunately. But I loved Forearms, man. Forearms was goated, dude. This guy was my favorite alien. Every time he brought this guy out, you just knew shit was getting done. Like, this guy comes out and like he's saving the day. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie, they should have named his dad Glenn 20. Dude, his dad was cool too. Was it his dad or his uncle? I thought it was his uncle. Flat white is a milkshake, black coffee where it's at. Come on, Tim. Don't be like that. Old Kick is saying, are you taking a break from apps, Doobie? So I'll tell you what my strategy is, right? So I've got the autonomous app factory. I'm going to say like 75% done. It just needs tinkering. And I've got this. So what I kind of wanted to do was I wanted to make that available inside of this agentic coding environment as like a template to show people that you could basically build anything inside of this, and that would kind of be part of the marketing. And so that's kind of how I'm planning on making this work. So there's a little star icon here you can see, and this is a new feature that we've actually added. Let me show you, because what's going to happen, right, if this gets too complex, is we're going to have this stage, right? And this is stage 1. Now let's say we then get an agent to work based from this, right? And they're gonna have their own output. It's like, which output do we actually show in the chat? Okay, I've already noticed something that's wrong. It's only a handoff when it's connected from the output. Okay, good to know. Notice how when I connect ChatGPT to the output, there's no label. But when I connect the output to ChatGPT, there's a handoff label. We kind of want that to be persistent no matter who we're connecting to. So we need to fix that. So let's go ahead back in here. I noticed the handoff label is not persistent. I think it's fair to say that if we create a stage and there's an output that we're getting a new agent outside of the stage to connect to, that it is always going to be a handoff. I noticed when the output is then connected to the AI agent, the handoff pops up. But if I connect the AI agent to the handoff, if I connect the AI agent to the output, the handoff is no longer there. And so we kind of need to identify, how do we know what is a handoff and what isn't a handoff, right? And I think another method we could implement is if I connect an output to an agent and it says handoff incorrectly, I should be able to actually right click on that and just delete it. Or right click The only way I see stages being used is if you're going from one stage to the next stage to the next stage. You're creating this complex agentic workflow, right? So it's almost always going to be, if there is an output inside of a stage and an agent outside of the stage is connecting to it, it is always going to be a handoff. So even if I drag the line and connect it to the output, that should still be a handoff. I feel like I overcomplicated that prompt, but I think I still got the message across. And 5.5 is smart enough to decode what I want. Okay, so root cause. Gemini plain stand output was being split by a new line, then each line was emitted without the new line. The orchestrator concatenates. Oi, that's what you were trying to say. Constantine, this is the word you were saying. And I was like, bro, is that a spelling error or something? The orchestrator concatenates text chunks, so Gemini lists could collapse into one poorly formatted block. Okay, great. So let me just review this real quick. I don't want anything to break. We've got a lot of instances on the left-hand side here, so I'm starting to get a bit confused. Make a feature of right click to see menu with actions. So we got a feature here. You can kind of see, I can show you real quick. But if I was to delete this stage, right, and get rid of Gemini, you can see that I can connect here, and then this is right click changeable. So one thing I have actually already noticed that you've just made me realize is if I delete this, right? Three agents connecting to an output is the same. Whenever I open a fresh new board, I see this setup. And this setup is essentially the same as this setup. Except this is the setup that we actually want because the user has the ability to then customize and change how they interact with each other. So we should make this the default, right? And if multiple agents try to connect to one output, it should always go to this sort of setup where there's a label for us to then right click and change how they interact with one another. If we point three agents to a single output, it should always look like this. There should only ever be one string connected to an output, but multiple strings can come out of an output into different workflows. But only one string can actually influence the output. So that one string connects to the debate label, which multiple agents can then connect to. I think that makes sense. No bugs to flag. All right, cool. Let me merge this. See you, Thomas. Thanks for popping in, mate. I'll see you around. Nice bars there. Well, I'm off. I have places to go, promises to keep, and many miles before I sleep. Dr. Zeus. See you, Dr. Zeus. I'll catch ya. Make it support restore or undo edits using Control plus Z, Control plus Y. I actually already have it with Control Z. So you can see here. Control Z works. Control Y I've actually never used. but Control Z works. Is Control Y redo? Is that what Control Y is? Go with the logic gate. What do you mean? Hold on, let me catch up on what Constantine's saying, because he's starting to make sense to me now. All right, make a half step so the user sees the output one approves and then feeds this to the second stage. Don't handle errors yet. That's why I tell you remove the hidden characters and then feed it into the GPT or Gemini or Claude. So the hidden characters is only coming from Google, isn't it? Yo, Constantine, write me the prompt. I'll paste it into this chat. For the preserving of Google's formatting. Write me a prompt, please, pretty please, if you could. Okay, so we've got the brainstorming tool. So let's restart, see if that's available. The home grid, I think we can approve. Hey, there's our tool. So now what does this do? We've got a shape. We've got a line, which doesn't do anything. We've got a notepad. Okay, we've got sticky note, which is nice. And we've got text. Okay, I'll work on this later. Now, we've got 3 freaking menu bars here, so I think we need to fix that. So what I kind of want, if I was to just copy this section and paste it into Ace, can we do a redesign of the, let me show it the entire flow, because now we've got literally 3 left-hand side menu bars. Like that's just stupid. Why the hell do we have 3? So let me screenshot this. Currently in our live app, we have 3 left-hand side menu bars, which is just ridiculous. It's obviously not optimal. And so let me explain each one. On the far left-hand side, you have the project spaces, right? And these are the different boards that a user can go into inside of each project. And so you can actually have different agentic workflows happening at the same time inside of multiple different environments. The second menu bar is inside of the board. You might want to add a document, you might want to add an agent. This gives the user additional kind of uses for what to add to the board, what to remove from the board, context, etc. And then the tiny little drawing kind of toolbar you see at the end lets you add shapes, it lets you add lines, sticky notes, and text. Now, these have all been implemented separately over time. I think we need to find an optimal way to include all of it into one toolbar. Wait, did that work? Yo, it stopped. Tiny little drawing. We need to find a way to optimize everything into a single toolbar that's easy to understand for users. Come up with 3 alternatives for me to toggle between. All right, and let's send that. Do you have service and events in backend to push updates from backend without need the front end to make calls? Basically, the way that it works right now is GitHub is the source of truth. So every time I make an update and I merge it, within a minute or two, I get a notification here telling me whether to restart the app and what new updates are available. That's kind of the setup that I got going right now. I've noticed it's pretty smooth, pretty quick. Gel gum, dude, we got all the OGs in here today, man. What's cracking, man? Hope you've been well. Get review on that. Default multi-output to debate labels. Review on that. Preserve Gemini Markdown. We'll get back to you later. Add brainstorm drawing tool. All right, we've got Claude design. Man, we've got so many different things going on right now. We've got Claude design coming up with UI designs. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different codex environments building different features of the app. And then on top of that, we've got Claude reviewing all of Codex's output. Like, goddamn, how am I keeping up with all this shit? The truth is, I'm not. But what's new with you, Gelgum? Anything new since we last spoke? Thinking on getting a MacBook. What do you recommend? What's yours? I've got the MacBook Pro. What's your budget, Volkrav? I'll try and build a MacBook for you with your budget. I actually bought my mum the Neo the other day. Like, obviously, if you're Vibecoding and stuff, it's probably not worth, but it's really good for mums, I think. Mums and students. Like, if all you're doing is writing documents and like, browsing the web, watching YouTube videos, watching Netflix, like, I think this is perfect. Okay, so Gemini has a different token style, so you can't really add it to the mix, but we could translate it and then add it to the mix, no? Constantine. We could translate its output before it got into the conversation. I'm going with the RTX 5070 Ti 16 gigabytes for the NFP4 and NFP8 acceleration. God damn, dude. Starship. What's going on, bro? Not that. What I meant of GitHub, I mean the project backend. Like, when you create agent and that agent has some tasks, the backend sends updates to front end without reloading the page. Yes. Yes. Guys, you got to remember, I'm non-technical, okay? I want to iterate. I'm not a coder or a developer. I literally just prompt AI and then I look at the output, and then if I don't like the output, I prompt AI differently. Like that is literally as far as my knowledge goes with this, okay? And it's gotten me this far. Now, if you're gonna come in, Constantine said a word that I had no idea what it meant, and I told him that his autocorrect was on. Like, it you know, the level I'm at. Like, be considerate of it is all I'm gonna say. Constantine, where's my prompt? I'm looking into hosting a bunch of servers at home. Constantine saying that it's not possible. I think it has to be possible, dude. It has to be. Because think about it this way, right? Even if I go on Gemini, at the end of the day, I'm getting English as an output. Like, look at this, boom. English is the output, right? So this output should be possible to give to Claude and Codex to synthesize amongst. You feel me? Like, there's no way that can't happen. And maybe I'm just the marketing guy, and so that's why I don't understand it fully, but hey Doobie, is 5K tokens a lot? I don't think so. What app are you using to build Ace? I'm currently using Conductor, which is this IDE you see right here. It's completely free, but it's only available for iOS and Mac OS right now. I mean, for now, what we can do is we can just focus on 2 and how that goes. And then based off of that, we can consider doing 3. So I'm waiting on an update to come, which should fix this, I believe. What did Claude Design come up with? Let's see. So we've got a single bar here. That's pretty cool. Yo, this is cool. This is kind of cool. This is cool. I didn't even think of this. Wow, I really like that. That concept is awesome. Okay. What are you trying to do with Gemini? So I'm trying to get Claude, Gemini, and Codex all to come up with a synthesized answer. But we found out that when Gemini is involved, it looks a little weird. It comes out like this, right? And you can see Codex had a good response. Claude had a good response. But then Gemini, it came out like this. It was weird. And it kind of messed up the entire output. Now I tried it again with just Claude and Codex, and the output was great. I do think that people don't really care the what changed section. Like, you kind of just want the output, right? In the output, I do think that the what changed section isn't really that important, and it should be hidden under the show agents section. I think what changed can kind of pop up at the top before we go into what the agent's responses were. But we shouldn't really be showing that, because if I'm just going to believe like the synthesis, right? If it's good enough, and I just want the output. We can keep the word count. I think we should remove statistics and just show total tokens and duration. And a user can hover over those two stats and it will kind of give them a bit more detail into output, input, etc. What's the output you're getting with Gemini? DM it to me here. Message is too long. Wait, what? Here, let me send it in chunks. Okay. Go back here. Persistent stage output handoff edges. All right, let me merge. Home project grid still working. So is this done or is this still going? It looks like it's still verifying. Damn, we've already used 79% of the Claude Design weekly limit, dude. Just off of those few prompts. That is crazy. You know what would be cool is to see a history of your prompts on stream per each stream. That's not a bad idea. I wonder how that would work. Like, is there just like an overlay that pops up? I'm interested in like finding ways to make the stream more entertaining for you guys. That could be a method. Okay. One toolbar, 3 directions. Okay. Let's remove the, actually, let's export this. Download a zip. Let me just copy the prompt that I gave it. Look at the handoff zip and specifically focus on the toolbar wireframes, because I want to implement this instead of our current situation where there's 3 different menu bars. You need to somehow decipher the agent turn from the error. Whatever someone was saying about Gemini having different tokens, they don't. Make base prompt to make the AI response you with custom MDX and make the front end handle it. Like when I want a new thing added, I kind of ask them to do it. Yo, Doobie, I gotta ask, you made a short a while ago about a tool that can clone websites. Oh, you're thinking of, I've made a few shorts around that. It could be Kimmy K 2.6, which was a sponsored short, by the way. But they kind of wanted to push the fact that Kimmy K 2.6 can be used to make websites and clone websites. The other one would have been, it was like a vibe. I remember what you were talking about. It was like a vibe copier or something. I forgot what it was called. You need a middleware that removes the hidden characters and then feed them in. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, yes. There's no hidden characters, it's just rendering that what I assume is Gemini CLI directly. The error he gets is... I should probably just copy this into Gemini's Markdown, right? This is the error I get when using Gemini. All right, that's queued. Now inside of here, we're going to fix the menu bar. Request native microphone access. Let's try that real quick. Bring that in here. Record. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. No, nothing happens. Currently, I press the record button and it acts as if it's recording, but it's not connected to any microphone settings. Okay, now only after I've hit record is saying open microphone settings because there was no microphone input. This pop-up needs to come up earlier. It needs to identify if there's a microphone input before the user presses record, because now time is being wasted. I've opened up the microphone permissions and there is no duo code to be seen. To provide permissions. Restart. Persist stage output handoff edges. I think we can... Is there anything we can get rid of? Add room-based workflow stages. So right now, get rid of this. If I hover over, create a room and a stage is the same thing. I still get both options. I should just get create a stage as an option. We don't need both. Stages can function as rooms and stages. Contextual. The GitHub prompts, they're kind of always there when there's not even a response. You know, right now I've got this persistent notification up here on the top right, and there hasn't even been anything updated yet. So it's not actually very smart in understanding whether or not it's ready. or if the user needs these functions. It also takes up a lot of space, you know. I think it should be minimized as just a tiny little GitHub icon. And then the user can click it to expand rather than it just take up all this space for no reason. I need to test this. Oh, I think it worked actually. So if I delete this, it did work. Okay, cool, this works. The only issue I have left is it looks a bit funny. So can we have it spaced out a little bit so the middle agent is a bit higher so that they're not kind of overlapping with each other? I need to test whether that's going to work. Eric Brady, what's good? Haven't seen you in a minute, man. That's a crazy read, man. Why do you think Doobie is so insanely attractive? Do you think it's his incredibly good nature, his lovable personality, his kind eyes, or is it something altogether more dubious? Dude, what am I reading, bro? Vince sent me the prompt. Sorry, I haven't been checking chat. I've just been trying to get all 12 of my AI agents to keep chugging along. Sent you a prompt. What up, Hector? How you doing? There is a jump from 17 on the 17th and 18th video. Yes. Feel free to watch the live stream if you want to know what happened, or just read the description where I try my best to explain. Vince is giving me a prompt. Okay. Yo, Vince. How do I give you access to my GitHub? I'm open to you having a look and reviewing if you like. Let me just go into getting confused. All right, copy Vince's prompt. I've done that. Close this. And then go back into here, and it was in... Is it this one? And then just paste it in there. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 agents working simultaneously right now. Not that I'm trying to flex or anything, you know, it's just, it is what it is. Doobie, give us a YouTube update, please. Oh yeah, I haven't done one of those in a minute. So I like to kind of share all the earnings that I'm making. And so even though I'm stagnant on the live stream series, it's actually because I've been going a lot harder on the YouTube side of things. So you can kind of see I've been on $47,000 for a very long time now, probably since day 30, 20, oh dude, ages. Since like day 32, I'm going to say, no, 33. Since day 33, I've been on $47,000. So it might feel like things haven't moved. And to be honest, they haven't moved that much in terms of the live stream side of things. But when it comes to the YouTube side of things, I've made a lot of money. I'm not going to lie, like a lot. If we look at my ad revenue for the month, we're on $3,400. consistently getting above $50 a day right now. That is thanks to this video in particular, which is nearly at 500,000 views. Like, what the actual heckity is going on there? And so that video alone pulled in like most of my ad revenue. But what's even more crazy is the sponsorship deals that I've been getting after. So what's your YouTube content schedule like? It's usually, I try to post 2 days a week. So I try to post one on Wednesday and one on Saturday. And I try to consistently post twice a week. Now that doesn't mean I'm able to post twice a week. Some weeks I'll only post once, but I'd say like 3 out of 4 weeks, I'm going to try and post twice a week. And this is a very new thing as well. Like, I've only just started trying to do this. But the sponsorship deals are crazy. Like, on a earlier live stream, I'll kick. I actually did share a bit more of the numbers. I think it was... I might have removed it actually. But you can actually go on live streams. The sponsorship deals, I'll just tell you, but you can go back on the earlier live streams and see it's day 51, I think. This one right here. No, this one right here. Day 52. Actually, I can find it. Right here. So I made over $20,000 in sponsorship deals alone. Currently, it's like short form videos brought in like, let's say 1,000. Long form videos probably brought in like the rest of that. And I sell 2 segments, right? And it's interesting because I didn't know this is how sponsorship works. But you sell 2 segments. You sell either a dedicated video or you sell a 60-second integrated sponsorship slot. And so from this video onwards, every single video has a segment. So there'll be like a 60-second sponsorship slot. You can see right here, 60-second sponsorship slot in here as well. And then these 2 videos were actually dedicated videos. So this is a video that they paid for the whole video to be about their product, which is Twin. And these guys hosting wanted me to just make a Hermes tutorial. I was like, bro, that's mad easy. Because I was planning on doing one already. And they said they'll sponsor it. So sponsorship deals, like if they were included in the actual live stream, like in terms of money, we're probably closer to 70,000 now. But yeah, I think for the near future, it's looking like I'll have every single video I post is going to have like a 60-second integrated sponsorship slot. And yeah, I've got like 8 sponsorships lined up. It's crazy, like the amount of sponsors that come in. No one talks about sponsorship deals, but that's actually where the money is on YouTube. I've realized it's the sponsorship deals. So yeah, I hope that brings a bit of insight into the YouTube game for anyone curious and looking to start out. If you're thinking of starting out and you haven't started out yet, please just try. Just try. Within 3 months, I've gone from 1,000 subscribers to 25,000 subscribers, and I'm making way more money than I ever thought I would. So if you're not in sponsorships, if you're not in YouTube and you're thinking about it, I hope this is the push that you need to get started, because right now there is a lot of money in YouTube. Just think of every possible avenue, right? You've got ad revenue, you've got sponsorship deals, you've got the apps that you build and the tools that you make, because everyone in here likes building, right? You're going to instantly have people who are interested in trying out your tool, right? Because you've sorted the distribution. And I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times from me and everyone, some of your other favorite creators, but distribution is the moat now. Everyone can build anything. So how do we differentiate between who the winners and the losers? It's the people who are able to market and actually figure out the distribution. So you might as well get started if you're building something on making content, because at the end of the day, that's just part of the game now with being a business owner and being an entrepreneur, is you need to start making content. That's just how it is. That's just how the world has evolved, right? Back in the day, you didn't need to do that. But nowadays, you know, the big entrepreneurs that are winning and moving quickly, they all make content. I try to get some on my channel. Man, it doesn't need to be like all at once, you know? Like it can be a little bit at a time. Like it took 350 videos. It took 300-ish videos until I finally started getting like over 1,000 views. So, you know, just get started because your first few videos are going to suck. So the longer you delay, the longer it's going to take you to get to that good video. How much do they pay for dedicated versus normal integrations? Bake asking the questions that everyone wants to know. Okay, so I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say, but fuck it, because I try to be as transparent as possible with you guys. But right now, the minimum that I'm charging for a integrated video is close to, it's actually $3,000. I've just bumped it up to $3,000 US for a single 60-second slot on my videos. And that's because I used to offer $2,000 like a week ago, and I've now booked out for like 2 weeks straight. So that clearly tells me I'm charging too little because I'm booked out. With the dedicated videos, I don't want to do many of them. You know, I'd like to do one every 3 months if possible, because dedicated videos are kind of ass. You don't get to make the content that you want to make, right? So I've bumped up the price. I used to charge $5,000. Now I'm charging like 7 to 8. And that's just purely because I don't want to make them. So unless I'm getting like a big bag, I'll consider it. And also I need to obviously like the product as well. I'm only ever going to make a dedicated video about a product that I'm actually going to use. So it's really hard to find one, a product that you're actually going to use and make a video about it. And two, someone who's willing to pay for it. I try to, I'm in the body cam niche, lol. You know me. Oh, Baked. Bro, why you got so many different names, man? You got like so many alts, bro. You on Discord, you're like Chinmay. And then on YouTube, you like got your own alt. And then, yeah, that's sick. Thanks for the deeper insights. Really appreciate that. That's all good, bro. That's all good. Hey, for any sponsorship guys watching right now, just forget I said any of that. You didn't hear anything. Yeah, don't be trying to negotiate your prices with me now that you know my actual true price range. I've noticed like sponsorship deals, like they're real like sneaky with like how they work, right? They're always trying to like negotiate like a lower price and stuff. So I charge $1,300 for integration on my videos. I am Naman Gupta. Yo. Did they accept, Naman? Let's have a look at your channel. So Naman has close to 10K. Okay, let me have a look. A year ago, 165,000. 9 months ago. Okay. I mean, yeah, I think that's fair. Just trim this part after the live. Yeah, that's true. I can cut this out. If you had more consistent uploads, like if you were posting every week, and you had like a 28K video that came out more recently, I think you could definitely charge more, man. Yeah. It's funny because I've done so much brain research on like YouTube. I can like look at your channel and instantly like see how I could improve it, you know? Like a tip I'd give is probably like Vibecoding freelance is wide open right now. Copy this. I'd probably say like if you have a certain expertise that you're trying to, you know, show in a video, you want to package it a very specific way to what you think will actually work. So Vibecoding freelance is wide open right now, might not actually perform that well, but if the video was more around like the actual action item, so it could have been like, you know, clone your favorite website, and then you're essentially teaching the exact same thing, and then in that you can say, you know, you can actually sell to Upwork, you can sell to this, or being even more specific. You know, I've done like a full breakdown on Canva. You can see here on how I try to come up with how I try to find viral videos. So what I'll kind of do is I'll just literally copy and paste all of the, you know, winning kind of videos. And you can see there's an outlier score, 13x outlier. You know, you can see up here, 82x outlier. This guy made a video that has 107,000 views and he only has 5,000 subscribers. So you kind of know, okay, people want to hear more about this topic. This is a good topic. So you start looking at the video and you're like, okay, why is this video successful? I made Claude Code and Codex build the same app, raw results. Now, what I would do with your niche is I would say, okay, so can I find a video that is demonstrating something similar to what I'm trying to explain in this video? You know, vibe coding with Claude Opus 4.7 is insane. Instead, you could have probably done this video. I made Claude Code and Codex build the same app. Or even there's heaps of Claude videos you could just, you know, how I'd start a one-person business. Yeah, anyway, you get the gist. You get the gist. I won't waste your time too much on it, but hope that was insightful, bro. Hope that helped. Anyway, back to this. There's not a single, that's how I know I've been rambling for too long, because there isn't a single AI instance that isn't working right now. So this one went for 14 minutes. Apparently I've been talking for 14 minutes straight now. Jesus Christ. Okay. So this is implemented. I'm going to get Claude to review it. Where do you sell your products? I'll just like shout them out in my videos. Yeah. And like create a landing page or do whatever you got to do. Where do people reach you to get sponsorships from you? They'd reach my email just on my YouTube description. There's like a section. Thumbnails feel too generic, plus topics are ass. Doobie's dropping the YouTube automation source. Stop it, lol. Yeah, true. Adding the competition. Doobie, do YouTube punish you for making similar content to others? No, they don't. At the end of the day, you got to think, like, there's so many people doing the same thing. Like, even look at my video, right? I'll show you a great example of this. Like, so many people have copied my video because of its success. So look at this. It's called outlier theory, and it's a genuine strategy that a lot of people use. But this video did well, right? Never hit Claude's usage limit again. So if I copy this and paste it into Google, look how many copycats there are. This guy literally copied my thumbnail. Like, look at that. This guy, he did it as well. How to never hit your Claude session limit again. And you might think like, oh, they're not copying you, but these videos come out right after mine comes out. So it's like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Mine was 3 weeks ago. This guy is like on the money. He pumps videos out based like instantaneously. This guy literally copied my thumbnail. And it's just the game. Like, it's just how a lot of people work. I would say don't copy the thumbnail exactly, you know? Like, I feel like that's a bit disingenuous, but if you can kind of make it, be creative with it, then like here, look, I feel like she literally copied like the thing. Anyway, I remember when I first saw it, I was a little salty, but at the end of the day, it's just how it is, man. And bro, this guy literally just replaced my head with freaking Peter from Family Guy. So yeah. It's just how it is, man. It's just the game. The game's the game. And I guess you just got to look at it like, you know, if you're able to come up with original ideas that perform well, then you can do it again. So don't worry about people copying you or anything, you know? That VPH, is that a Chrome extension? Yes. So it's called vidIQ. And it is a Chrome extension, and it basically tells me views per hour on videos and stuff like that. Those are little details that make the difference for real. Doobie, thank you for your transparency. All good, bro. I'm glad I could help. Let me copy this, paste it into here. Hey, just subscribe now. What's the tool that you're making? And I see 7 agents running. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. It's definitely, I wonder what my codex usage limits are on. I wonder if the double usage it has finished yet. See, I'm only 62% in. Like, I don't know how to not run out of my codex usage. It's weird. They are copying. This is the meta. I can't wait for the day you discover Docker. What's Docker, Constantine? Damn, everyone's pretty smart these days now. I thought I was a genius. I've been doing this from 2020 on YouTube. How do you get fresh ideas, lol? Does it upset you that people copy you or not really? The game's the game. I mean, it's a little upsetting, I'm not gonna lie, because you put all this effort in to make a video, but at the end of the day, how can you be upset? The video performed well, and that's kind of how I look at it. The video performed well. There's a reason they're copying it, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, their videos didn't perform as well as me. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it, and it doesn't upset me as much when I look at it like that. The way that I come up with fresh ideas is actually through kind of how I showed you at the start of the live stream, how to set up your Twitter. This is why Twitter is so important to me, because Twitter is how I come up with good ideas. I'll literally scroll through Twitter and see what people are talking about. There are a lot of people talking about Hermes. There's actually a lot of people talking about Obsidian right now. So believe it or not, you are definitely going to see a video about me talking about Obsidian soon, because there's just a shit ton of people very interested in Obsidian. So I literally just go through here and see what people are talking about, and then based off of that, I'll come up with my original ideas. And I think it's a good way to come up with ideas, because that way you kind of know that people are already interested in that idea because it's already popping off on a different platform. And news always comes out on Twitter first. You'll then see people talk about it on Instagram 2 days later, and then on YouTube like 4 days later, because the videos are harder to make. What plans and subscriptions are you on? How come you're using Sonnet 4.6 instead of Opus? I'm using Opus. What are you talking about? Opus 4.7. I'm on the max for Codex and Claude. Thinking on making videos for my country, Portugal. There isn't much AI content in Portugal. The CPM doesn't motivate as well. I guess that's why no one does content. I mean, the CPM I don't think is important. If you can get sponsorship deals, the money will come, man. And also, if your English is good, just make English videos, dude. There's people in all parts of the world that are making videos in English that attract certain people from different countries, You could speak English, and then people in America who live in America who are Portuguese will want to watch you over just like an American or something, you know what I mean? Like, there's a niche for everyone. The first original would always win. Next video that would win has to be made, then the OG. Yeah, 100%. Do you actively post on Twitter as well, or just YouTube? It's mainly just YouTube. I don't focus on Twitter that much, but I think when I feel like YouTube is at like 100K subscribers, and I can focus a little less on the short form content because Instagram's at like 50K, TikTok's at like 10K, then I'll probably start focusing on Twitter a bit more. I'm really confident that I can make Twitter blow up, so I don't feel like I need to focus on it that much yet. Oh, on the ACE thing, it says Sonnet 4.6. Where does it say that? Oh, it does too. Oh shit. Yo, you got me. You got me, bro. Let me change the model. There we go. All right, now we're on Opus 4.7. Didn't notice. Doobie's always sharing the source. What's CPM? Cost per milli, which basically means how much you would get paid per 1,000 views. So you can see on YouTube, it varies based on the topic. So Baked actually gave me some good feedback where he was like, if you actually just say some business terminology, you can bump the CPM up a little bit. But if I click on a video, maybe like this one, and then go to analytics, you can see that in the revenue tab, it tells you the cost per milli. Here, CPM, $45 playback based cost for every 1,000 views. So this is how much advertisers pay, but this isn't actually how much I get. This is just how much advertisers are paying for this niche. But you got to consider 45% goes to YouTube. Of that, a percentage of people don't even get shown ads. Some people have YouTube Premium. There's so many different variables, right? So you can see this is the actual amount here. Revenue per 1K views, RPM. So this is the actual amount that you're going to get. So CPM is how much total people are paying for the 1,000 views. And RPM is how much you actually receive for the 1,000 views. So you can see it almost ends up being a third. Consolidate ACE board tooltips. All right, let's merge. This is a big update. We've also got the home project grid over here, which we are going to then review with Claude Opus 4.7, pre-flight voice. Let me get Claude to review, add to Brainstorm drawing tools. Did you build ACE? Yes, sir. ACE is my project that I'm working on right now. So did I put this back in here? No, I did not. Okay, PR was merged. We can probably archive this. Consolidate ACE board toolbars. Okay, so there's a big update coming up in the app now. If I do a restart, we've just added a home page. So let's see if this looks good or not. YouTube Premium, are there ads on lives? Lol, this is my longest standing subscription. I get mad if I saw an ad. Oh, it did. Yeah, there's definitely no ads on lives if you have YouTube Premium. I have Premium as well because I'm on YouTube so much. Okay, I'm not seeing anything different. Okay, cool. Merge. Merge. Is already merged. Synthesis output polish. So now if I was to write, who is the best cricketer? If it loads, who's the best cricketer of all time? Let's see if the output is nicer. Free flight voice. No other blocking issues. Okay, nice. Copy this, paste it into here. Review, compact GitHub prompts already merged. Okay, nice. I'm not seeing it pop up anymore, which is good. Okay, synthesizing. Yo, I think they go green when they're working, which is kind of cool. And then synthesis output presentation. We're gonna review that in a second. Persistent stage output handoff edges. So this was to do with is not persistent. Okay, so if I was to then get an agent over here, right, I should probably say Claude, and then I was to do this. Right, okay, so it has to be like that. Gotcha. It needs to be a stage. So we need to then tell users that it needs to be a stage. So that's going to be a tooltip, I think. Yeah, nice. Handoff. Only thing here is handoff should probably be arrow facing agent. Seems to be working now. Only thing left is the arrow should probably be facing towards the agent, with the kind of flow going towards the agent, because the handoff isn't from the agent to the output. The handoff is from the output to the agent always. This got merged. So what are we getting here? Consolidate ACE board toolbars. Okay, this is a big update. Let's restart. Add room-based workflow stages. So home project grid. Some issues found. Copy all this, paste it into codex. Polish synthesis output presentation. We're gonna see that in a second. We're still getting that warning. Oh no, there we go. We still got this warning at the top. So let me copy this. Here is the current output of the recent prompt, then synthesized answer, where we had Codex, Gemini, and Claude all synthesizing on an answer. You can see at the top, we're still getting that warning. Doobie, where are you located? I'm currently located in Sydney, Australia. So the time is 10:50 a.m. for me here. 12:40 a.m. for you over there. Damn, bro, that's late. I'm not much of a night owl. I'm more of like an early bird kind of guy. If I started over watching from your day one stream, will I know how to develop and deploy AI agents? I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it. I reckon you are better off just watching a 1-hour tutorial. And just like while you're building your own apps, just like have me on the live streams, you know? YouTube ads are just inspiration. Sometimes watch ads are on your outs. You'll get to see the newer brands, etc. Marketing techniques. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm building an app with only AI via Studio and ChatGPT, and the app is like Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok. Cool. What's the use case? Like, what's the benefit of using your app over someone else's? What software are you vibe coding on? What do you mean? What software am I vibe coding on? This tool is called Conductor, this app, this software. How'd you get Whisperflow to work on the Mac Mini? I didn't. I ended up just transferring everything onto my MacBook Pro, because I was like, why do I even need to work in the Mac Mini? Like, I just use it inside of my Pro. And now we're way more efficient. Yo, so this is the new toolbar. Nice. I do notice that, what's this? Wait, what the hell did I just do? Dude, what the hell? Oh, you can change rail, add, dock, rail, add. And how's add work? Oh, spacebar. Yo, dude. Yo, the spacebar toggle's interesting. Oh, fuck. Dude, I can't tell which one's the better. Dude, I really like, look at the spacebar toggle. This, I think we need to fix it obviously, but that's cool. That's cool. I think we need to definitely work on this a little. Yeah, interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so now we've got, let's say, an output here, and then we want to have, yo, the spacebar toggle is cool, and then it would be cool if they had short keys. So that's an output, and then you connect it here. Oh, see, but that's not a handoff though. Which one was it? You can see here that I created a new AI agent and I added a new output, and then I dragged the connection into the AI agent, and now it's saying handoff. But this output never had any AI agent to connect to begin with. So that very first connection should never be a handoff, right? It should just auto-correct to the agent connecting to the output, especially when it's that very first one. I forgot to recommend you a MacBook model, 1,500 euros, 2,400 Australian dollars equivalent. All right. If I was to make you a Mac, 2,400, I think that buys you a Pro, right? How much are Pros? Airs start at 1,000. Pros start at 16. So I'd probably go Pro. Probably go 14-inch, which is what I've got. Go like black, because black's clean, dude. You don't need the nano texture. M5 Pro, what's your budget? 2,400. M5 Max chip. I'd probably go like to... What are we at right now? Terabyte SSD. I mean, a terabyte's plenty, right? Yeah. I mean, probably go something like this. What are we on? What's the budget? What are we at? 2,200. $2,200, so extra $200. I would probably... How much is this? This is an extra 400. But honestly, I'd wait, because I'm pretty sure the M6 is coming out soon, no? How urgently do you need a laptop? When does the M6 come out? Late 2026. And they're gonna and you just, yeah, because I actually really want to get a new laptop as well, but it's 1700 Aussie. Wait, is that Aussie or European? Volcrav. And then create PR and merge. Dude, 1700 is not much to deal with, man. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably just get the base. I'd probably just get the base MacBook Pro. I guarantee you this will be a huge upgrade to whatever you're using right now. I have the base that I'm using and it's really good. And this is like, look how much I'm doing. I'm live streaming, I've got music playing, I've got all these different AI agents, I've got an app I'm testing, I've got OBS open, and the old gen MacBook Pro is handling it fine. So if you got the base model, I reckon you'd be chilling. I can't wait. I just feel that Mac OS gives a good advantage in this industry. On Windows, I have limited access to certain software. I've always found Mac OS just to be easier. There are two icons to show the priority. We should just merge it into the little cute looking icon with the circular border, and when a user clicks on that, they can change the priority. Also, right now when I click on the stage, the empty space that involves the stage, I think there should be like a highlight when I click on, like when I'm selecting the stage, and that lets me just delete the stage rather than the entire workflow inside the stage, because it's grouped together now, and it's kind of annoying because sometimes you just want to delete the stage. You don't want to delete the entire grouping, right? So unless something specific inside the group is selected, delete what's inside the group. But if the person selects a stage, it should just delete the stage. Now, due to the new toolbar system, I can't seem to find where updates would lie. Yeah, I want a glow that highlights it. All good, Volcrav. Glad I could help, bro. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the Mac OS, man. Windows, I tried it. Wasn't for me, man. There's more customizability, but yeah. So if I was to make this a stage now, it would be the second priority. And so now I should be able to connect this like this. So let's try and see. We currently have this star icon. Okay, so this star icon is what the chat sees. So if I say, I give this a system prompt, whatever numbers you receive from the output, add them all together. And then these to the response here. Okay, now there's another problem. So if I go here, the prompt would be, come up with 5 random numbers under 100. And so they're gonna go ahead and give a response, except we're waiting for the output. So this, if this adds all the random numbers that come up here, we know that the flow is working. If it doesn't, then we know that there's something wrong. And this is the first time I've tested this, so. Hey, it worked. 47, 12, 83, 26, 71. 47, 12, 83, 26 plus 71. Now in the chat, I've only gotten these numbers because this is what's starred. But if I was to star this, and then I said the same thing. Let me just copy. Let me say it again. Let's see what happens now. I need to get this output inside the chat for us to know that it's working. This is a huge step. The fact that this is working is incredible. I thought it would be a lot more complicated than this. Okay, now we should get, yes! All right. So I'm not sure if you guys noticed what just happened, but basically this stage, this agentic workflow came up with 5 random numbers, and the system prompt in this app was to whatever numbers you receive from the output, add them all together. And then it received the numbers and then added them together. So now we know that it's connected. And then what I did was I starred this as the output. So the output in the chat came up with this that was starred. Except last time I starred this as the output. So this showed up in the chat. So now that we know everything is connected and working, we can actually move on to the next stage, which is more complex workflows. Everything seems to be working fine. Nothing's breaking. So this is great. This is really good. Really, really good. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Dude, we gotta play some hype music because of that, man. Let me chuck. I love this at the moment. Not that one, this one. Yeah, we're gonna put this up a bit. Let's go. Wow, I thought that was going to be way harder. But we literally one-shotted that feature. Can I just say that? We one-shotted that feature. This is why I like Codex 5.5 so much, because it literally one-shotted the feature that I thought was going to be the most complicated part of this app. And it's fucking one-shotted it, dude. Mind my language. But god damn, I am impressed, dude. I feel like if I had Claude do that, it would have been a shit ton of debugging. And also, like, we have this cool ass... Dude, we've done so much cool shit today, man. Like, look at all the improvements we've made. So I think we're going to need to lock in on our toolbar method. Actually, let me start a quick poll. I want to start a poll. All right, guys, anyone watching, I need your help on what toolbar you think looks the best. Hold up. Which toolbar is the best? And it'll be Rail, Dock, and Add. All right, I'm going to show you all of the options right now. All right. So this is Dock. You can see up here. And it basically, the toolbar is down here. So I can drag things onto the map. I can drag things onto the map like this, right? It's kind of neat. You can drag like the text files. The only thing I'm curious about, yeah, when I expand, yeah, it works. It works. The other thing is Rail, okay? Rail is on the left-hand side, kind of like how you would any normal toolbar. Kind of like the usual, you know, nothing really too new. We've got, you know, the notepad. I mean, this section doesn't seem to... Oh, you just click it now. See, I'm used to dragging it, right? But here it seems like I just got to click it. It's not letting me delete. Okay, yeah. So I just click it now, which is interesting. And then lastly, we have Add. This is my personal favorite. I think Add looks the coolest because check that out. It literally has this opening function. Now we can obviously make it a lot neater because it's clearly not, you know, sorted the best. But what's cool is I can press spacebar and then just drag it in. Like, how sick is that? Like, isn't that nice? It's like, oh, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Spacebar. Boom. That's what I want. I want to output. Spacebar. Boom. What do I want? Spacebar to exit too, man. Spacebar in, spacebar out. Spacebar in, spacebar out. Dude, come on, man. We want the ad. Vote for Add, man. Vote for Add, bro. I know you guys want to. I know you guys want to vote for Add, man. Add is cooler. Way cooler, dude. Like, look at... Alright, if we go back to Rail, bit basic, but it does the job. You know what I mean? Like, it does the job. Drag things in. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's compact. It's actually really clean. Docker, I'm not loving. Hey, it's like... Why are we putting it there? You know, it's kind of in the middle of our face. It's like in the work environment. Like, why are we putting it there? But then, boom, completely hidden away. Boom. Isn't that sick? I think we could almost even have like a hybrid situation, right? I like Add, but should show wherever your mouse is hovering. Oh, that's cool. So you could press spacebar and then it pops up wherever your mouse is. That's a nice feature. All right, I like that a lot actually. That's really cool. Could I click it? Yeah, I can click this as well, or I could press spacebar and it opens up. Yeah. Yo. Needs like a fan out animation. Yeah, a fan out animation would look dope. I like Add because it looks dope, but on daily usage, Dock one looks more practical. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair take. That's a fair take. All right, so maybe we have like a hybrid option where it's like we have, it looks like Dock. Oh, wow, you guys actually like Dock. I'm amazed that you guys actually think Dock is good. Dock was probably my least favorite. This is interesting. So you guys think Dock first, Add second, Rail third. Okay. All right. Interesting. That's definitely not how I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Rail first, Add second, Doc third. More aesthetic bloat. I like opinion, but it can annoy the user if the ad follows the cursor. Maybe being able to drag and drop ad. Okay. Okay, so being able to press, the space bar like usual, and then you kind of drag it in here. What if you pressed space bar, right? And then wherever your cursor was, it fanned out all the options. So my cursor's over here, and these fans that are kind of popping up, they pop up around the cursor instead. I think that could be a cool, vibe a little bit. But okay, it's looking like Doc might be winning actually. Interesting. Okay, so people prefer Doc over Rail. Okay. I don't even mind giving users the option. Nah, it's definitely nah. We got to pick for them. Doesn't really make sense why we'd give them the option to choose. But Rail's nice too, it's just so sleek. Man, this is tough. Tough decision. Very tough decision. I'm probably going to close the poll in a minute. Yeah, the notification didn't disappear because the update failed. The app status says the runtime is installed and it still needs restart. What happened? Inside sidebar can show screens where the sidebar is not mounted, so the notice has nowhere to render. Yes, where is the notice? Unless it's inside. Where's the... Oh, here. No. Oh, the browse GitHub repos looks nice. Nice, and it's got all of my GitHub repos in here. This is very cool. I love that. The home icon isn't working. Let me just... Grid, where's that? Where's that grid? Compact GitHub update, prompts, fix voice pre-flight, polish synthesis, add Ace Home project grid. Actually, I don't think I've added it yet. So we should probably merge this. I can do this over here on the control plane, and I can say, check for content updates. It says content is up to date, which I don't believe. What are you building? What is the website? This website is called Ace, which is a agentic coding environment, and you can build anything you want in here. That's the goal. All right, I'm ending the poll. You guys want Docker, so screw you guys. Screw you guys for wanting Docker, man. Thought we were friends, man. I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends. But if that's how you guys want to be, man, I get it. I get it. It is what it is. Can't change the past. You can't. Which one is the show content update? Notice on home. All right, where is the... Okay. On the top left, where the Ace logo is, when I click on it, nothing happens. It should take me to the home page. I'm yet to see what this homepage looks like. Keep all three. I feel like it's too much customization. Like we need to lock in something for the user. That's my thoughts, at least. Like, I don't mind this setup too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit with this for a second for sure. That's tricky, man. All right, show content update notice on home. Inside sidebar. Okay, we've merged that. Add room-based workflow stages. It looks good. So I think we can just manually close this and then restart it ourselves for the updates to take place. Yo, there we go. Okay, so we got our projects. So this is the home page. And then we've got Yo and Yo2. Now, if I add a new project, coding or brain work, and then we can say, you know, existing project space, new project space, optional, working space, use GitHub or local. Wait. So this is interesting because it gives us these options. So new project space is name. Ace will create a fresh project space. Okay, then we put the... Okay. All right. I think this is too confusing. I don't mind this. I feel like there's too much wording. With new project, so there's too much wording. So let's simplify. There's too many words everywhere. You know, there's so much text. Can we simplify things? And I just want to reduce like majority of the explanatory text and keep things super simple. I think workspace brief we can remove. And it just has a name and then link. If it's a coding environment, new project, it's just name. If it's brain work, you've got new project, which is a name, and then we can have a optional workspace brief as well. Because if it's just brain work, then maybe you won't want to touch the AI side of things. The other thing is, right-click delete, is that a thing? No option to right-click delete or duplicate on the home page right now. Also, the previews that are being shown are kind of janky. And we should essentially just be showing the mini-map preview. If you were to go into the whiteboard, whatever the mini-map shows, we should essentially just show that. Cue that. But yeah, let's go into Yo. And now there's a main board. There's two main boards. Okay. So this is confusing already. So we've got this option here. So there's too many options to pick. We've got like 10 different ways to come here. I mean, I'd rather have more than less, because now we can just remove, right? What effort level are you using in Claude? That's actually a good point. I haven't seen if we can let the user change the effort level, which is obviously important. Currently, there is no way for the user to change the effort levels. So when I open up the brain, there's no way for me to toggle the effort level. I think what we could do is we have like a little dragging kind of bar where the user can drag into the different sections where it's like the different levels for each AI agent. I know Codex has different levels compared to Claude, so we need to make it custom for each agent. Also, we didn't even try out Gemini's synthesizing response yet. Who are the top 3 greatest Stoic philosophers of all time? All right, let's have a look at if Gemini finally comes out all right. The brainstorm drawing tools don't even work properly. The drawing tool doesn't even draw. The line tool, we could probably just remove entirely. Sticky notes is cool. This shape tool doesn't fully make sense to me because it's just a shape. It doesn't let me like add text inside of it. I should be able to double click and like start typing inside. Also, it only lets me do squares. Like, how do I change from a square to a circle or a triangle? I think the ability to add grids could be nice. So a user could drag in like a table. Content update notice on home not showing still. Real or game? I'm working right now and not gaming. Unfortunately, I'm not much of a gamer. What, the homepage looks amazing. Bro, I'm telling you, Claude design is good, bro. Like, it literally comes up with the design and then you can just get the homepage to work. See? Look how nice it looks. Let's see what light mode looks like. Yeah, light mode looks so clean, dude. I love it. I love it. I love it. Then click into one of these. Boom, we're in. Oh shit, I forgot which one we prompted Gemini inside of. I think it was this first one. See, we're still getting this issue. I'm going to send it to Vince again. Yo. If I copy this. Copy button working? Yes, it is. Still getting error. The latest synthesized answer still shows that this is not working. Light mode's best in my opinion. This design is so clean, anti-slop. Effort level for Claude is extra high usually. For GPT, I use high. Feel free to read the description if you want to know how my journey so far, including how much revenue I've made, etc. Yanis, I saw you asking about that. Whoa, the music is really loud. Jesus. Where is it meant to show? Because I still can't see it. So I should be able to also be able to go into this. I should be able to click on this space. So still getting that issue. Okay. Okay, I didn't merge it, I don't think, that's why. I think I need to merge them. That's why they haven't come through yet. You gotta scroll down a little bit in the description and then it'll say. So it's not just like the links and stuff. Priorities inside of the workflow don't make any sense anymore. The priorities for each agent don't make sense anymore since they are inside the stage now. The priority is purely stage based. I do not like, the issue is still not solved. When I click on the stage, the border or the stage does not get highlighted. So there's no interaction for me to know if I've selected the stage or not. And I still delete everything inside of the stage when I select it. Where I told you, I just want to delete the stage, not the items inside of the stage. If I click on empty space inside of the stage, it should be assumed that the stage is selected. If I click on an item or a subject inside of the stage, it should be assumed that the subject is selected. Right now, it's a little tricky to understand what is selected and what is not selected. The only thing that shows is the connectors, which is fine for subjects, but for the stage, nothing shows. No connectors, which makes sense why there's no connectors, but like there's no highlight for me to select the stage and know that the stage is selected. And everything is being deleted inside the stage. I just want the stage to be deleted. There's no method right now to just be able to delete the stage. I feel like I repeated myself like 10 times in that prompt. Okay. So it's meant to show here now. You can go home. Okay. So here I should be able to then connect here, hand off, because it's going from that stage to that stage. The other thing we need to consider now is the direction of the arrow should change dependent on the priority of the stages. So if stage 1 is priority and then stage 2 is second priority, if I drag a line from the agent inside of stage 2 into stage 1, it should autocorrect the arrow to facing the agent, because the stage 1 priority basically means that that's gonna work first and then stage 2 is gonna work. But so there's no possible way for the flow to go the opposite way, because the flow is going only in one direction. So we need to respect that flow, and I think the arrows need to represent that as well. In the screenshot, you can see that stage 1 has priority, but the arrow from stage 2 is facing stage 1. The flow is going the opposite direction of the actual flow. Hey, a lot of breaks. How we doing, bro? Haven't seen you in a minute. What's crack-a-lackin'? Crack-a-lackin', mate. What's crack-a-lackin'? Merge. No findings. Great. We can merge. And then we can continue. We can continue here. Continue here. And opened a fresh PR because, okay, let's review. See, we've got a few updates now, but I still don't see a pop-up. We've made a few changes and a few updates to the app now on GitHub, but I still can't see the update pop up for the restart showing. Please look into why, because there have been some UI design changes and I think it has affected this feature. What's happening with me? You chilling with the Coca-Cola? I mean, I'm just working, bro. Just putting in my hours. Trying to get Ace to be the best agentic coding environment that is out there and that is the easiest to use and understand. That's what I'm doing. Got some findings here. I didn't archive the sidebar, did I? That's home grid, output handoff, room-based presentation, update pop-up. What's this one? Handoff. This is the voice, okay. Man, I think there it is, it's showing now. Okay, restart. Polish synthesis output, okay. Let's do this again. Oh, whoops, stop. Trying to copy this. It won't let me. Who are the greatest baseball players of all time? Give me the top 3. Okay, let's see if Gemini's output is better for this one specifically. For the output blocks, the timer is overlapping with the star icon. So can we actually fix this so the timer is below the star icon or to the left of it? And can we actually make the star, not this tiny asterisk, can we actually make it like a golden star outline? So when it's clicked on, it's highlighted golden or yellow. So users know that this is the main output that's going to be shown on chat. Get Opus involved for this because it's a UI design task. Should probably review this. They're still going? Oh. Okay, it didn't actually show me. Synthesized answer. Did not get shown. The synthesized answer did not get shown inside of my chat box when expanded, even though it was starred. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sessions instances right now. What's my codex usage on? 30%. This is the lowest I've seen it before, which is good. Finally. Merged. Oh, that looks cooler. Yeah, way cleaner. So if I went to dark mode, cool. If I go back here, and then I go into yo, and it takes me here. This is interesting. Home, coding, main board one here. So how would I go? I could switch between like this. The only way to go back to that screen is if I go to main page, then here, then here. So there's, okay. Okay. So Who are the top 3 greatest entrepreneurs of all time? All right, let's look at this output. You'll also be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, man. I make a live stream every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, trying to do Thursdays and Fridays as well now. So yeah, like up the stream if you're having a good time, if you're enjoying it, and I'll try and be sure to do more of these. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. What are you doing? Not subscribing and lurking. Okay, Claude's response, waiting on Codex. Codex responded. Let's see if Gemini messes up again. Gemini's thinking. What up, Andrew? We are currently working on my agentic coding environment. All right, we got this error here. All 3. We got all these errors. Cool, let's create a PR. Dear Doobie, thank you so much for the company, but I have to go. It's almost 2 a.m. here. Damn, bro, that's late as. And I have to work tomorrow. Can't wait for the next live stream. Keep up, bro. Your app is looking sick. Thank you, Volcrav. I appreciate that. I'll try and do the live streams a little earlier, so those people who are watching a bit later will be able to watch a bit earlier and sleep at a reasonable time. Peace out. All right, on that note, I'll probably end a live stream here as well. We've done a shit ton of improvements on the app. So I think tomorrow is going to be all about cleaning up the things that we kind of broke today. Thanks for joining today, guys. Seriously, had a blast hanging out with everyone. We peaked at 50 people in the live stream, which is insane. Like, dude, let's go. I knew coming back in the live streams, like some people would come back. We saw a lot of OGs coming back today, which is fantastic. It's good to see you all, like truly, breath of fresh air. But yeah, I'll catch you guys all tomorrow, same time. I'll be sure to schedule a live stream so you know exactly when it is, and I hope to see you all there. So thanks for joining me today. A lot of breaks. Thank you, PN. Peace out. Volcrav. Yo-Yo, I'll catch you later. Yanis, peace out. Mayra, thanks for joining. Hadn't seen you in a while. Khaled, Osei, Ramon, Muhammad, Automator. Peace out, peace out. Tim, Silly, new security guy. Love that name. Constantine, I'll catch you later. And change your username, please. Vosren, peace out, peace out. Baked, peace out, bro. I'll catch you all later. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. If you guys are capable or wanting to join. Peace out, J Shorts. Thank you for joining me today, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and night. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.